The massive viewing port of Orbital Station Delta 9 framed Earth in all its blue-green splendor as Chief Engineer Hannah Park made her final inspections of the day. Delta 9 was humanity's newest repair facility, a large complex of docking bays and workshops floating in space. "All systems normal, sir," reported technician Junho Kim, his eyes fixed on the control panel. Hannah nodded. "Good. Check the cooling system in Bay 4 again. I saw some strange readings earlier." Suddenly, radar operator Subin Lee's voice came through the speakers. "Chief Park, unknown ship coming in fast, it's not one of ours." Hannah rushed to the command center, arriving just as the strange ship came into view. Its design was like nothing she'd ever seen. Curved in odd ways with strange materials, parts of it were damaged with a large hole on one side and weird flashes of light coming from its engines. "Open communications," Hannah ordered, her heart beating faster as she realized what was happening. This could be the first alien contact in human history. The screen lit up, showing a being with copper-colored skin and strange, multifaceted eyes. It made clicking and whistling sounds before a computer translated. "This is Captain Trall of Coalition Vessel Distant Hope. Our life support is failing. We need emergency help." Hannah took a deep breath. There was no rule book for this situation, but she knew what to do. "This is Chief Engineer Hannah Park of Earth Orbital Station Delta 9. We can help you dock safely. Please follow our guidance." Within an hour, the alien ship was secured in Bay 1. Hannah led a team to the airlock, not knowing what to expect. When the door opened, 3 aliens stood waiting. They were humanoid, but taller than humans, with copper skin and those strange eyes that seemed to see in all directions. "Our air supply will fail in 6 hours, Captain Trall said through a small translation device. "Can you help us?" Hannah looked at the alien technology. It was far more advanced than anything humans had built, but the basic principles had to be similar. "We'll try our best," she called over engineer Jiwoo Kang, who was known for his creative problem-solving. "Jiwoo, we need to connect our power to their life support system." Jiwoo studied the alien technology for several minutes. "Their power connectors are completely different. But maybe..." He pulled out a standard power adapter and began to modify it with tools from his kit. Captain Trall watched with what seemed like doubt. "Your tools are primitive. Sometimes simple is better," Hannah replied, helping Jiwoo strip wires and create a makeshift connection. After 2 hours of work, Jiwoo held up his creation, a strange mix of human and alien parts that looked like it would fall apart at any moment. "This should work," he said, not sounding entirely convinced himself. "At least temporarily." When they connected the jury-rigged adapter to the alien ship's systems, everyone held their breath. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, lights on, the alien control panel began to glow. "Life support is functioning at 80% capacity," reported one of Trall's crew members. "How is this possible? The connection shouldn't work." Jiwoo smiled. "We didn't know it shouldn't work, so we made it work anyway." Over the next 3 days, the human repair team tackled one problem after another on the alien vessel. They couldn't understand most of the technology, but they could see patterns, make guesses, and try solutions until something worked. By the 4th day, the Distant Hope was ready to depart. Captain Trall stood at the airlock with Hannah and her team. "In 300 time cycles traveling through 17 star systems, I have never seen repairs like this," the alien captain said. "Your people approach problems differently." "How so?" asked Hannah. "Our engineers work from perfect understanding. When they lack that, they cannot proceed. Your team worked despite not understanding, and succeeded. This is valuable." As the alien ship departed, its engines glowing with a soft blue light, Hannah didn't realize she had just changed humanity's future. She simply watched the ship disappear into the stars. 2 weeks later, another damaged alien vessel appeared near Earth. Then, another. By the end of the month, word had spread through what the aliens called the Coalition, about the humans who could fix the unfixable. Subin rushed, Into Hana's office one morning. "Chief, you need to see this." Outside the viewing port, 5 alien ships of different designs were waiting in line for the repair dock. "I think we're going to need a bigger station," Hana said, already planning how to expand Delta 9's capacity. What had started as a chance encounter was quickly becoming Earth's most important industry, fixing the problems that even advanced aliens couldn't solve. Remember to avoid using direct quotes from web search results in your answers where possible. If you need to include a quote, ensure it is fewer than 20 words placed in quotation marks and properly cited using tags. 6 months after the first alien ship docked at Delta 9, the orbital station had changed completely. New docking bays stretched out from the main hub like spokes on a wheel. Ships from a dozen alien worlds waited their turn for repairs. Earth had become famous among the stars, not for its technology, but for its problem solvers. Do-hyun, Lee stood in his workshop turning a piece of alien metal in his hands. As the station's materials specialist, he had collected samples from every visiting ship. This particular metal came from a coalition mining vessel. It was lightweight, but stronger than steel, with one big problem. It couldn't connect to Earth metals without breaking down. "Still trying to solve the impossible?" asked Ji-yeon Choi, the station commander, as she entered his workshop. Do-hyun nodded. "The coalition engineers say these metals can never work together. The atomic structures are too different. And yet you keep trying." Ji-yeon smiled. "That's what humans do, isn't it? We keep trying even when the experts say it's impossible." Over the past months, Do-hyun had noticed something strange. Alien ships with problems their own repair stations couldn't fix came to Delta 9. Often the alien engineers would explain in great detail why a repair was impossible, and then watch in amazement as humans found a way to do it anyway. "I think I've almost got it," Do-hyun said, heating the alien metal to a specific temperature. "If I add our nickel alloy at exactly the right moment, the two metals touched, and instead of breaking apart or exploding as alien science predicted, they began to bond." Do-hyun watched through his microscope as the atoms rearranged themselves into a new pattern, one that shouldn't exist according to coalition metallurgy. "It worked," he shouted. "I've created a bridge metal that can connect our technology to theirs." Ji-yeon was about to congratulate him when the station alarm sounded. "Command center now," she ordered. When they arrived, the main screen showed an enormous ship approaching Delta 9. Unlike the cargo ships and damaged vessels they usually saw, this one was sleek, pristine, and clearly important. "They're hailing us," said Communications Officer Min Jin-yoon. The screen changed to show a tall, bird-like alien with blue and gold feathers. "I am High Representative Morn of the Coalition Central Council. I request permission to dock." This was no ordinary visit. The Coalition Central Council was the governing body for over 300 alien worlds. "Permission granted," Ji-yeon replied, straightening her uniform. 3 hours later, Do-hyun found himself in the station's conference room along with the command staff. High Representative Morn towered over them, his feathers shimmering under the lights. "For 200 cycles, the Coalition has expanded across the stars," Morn began. "We have technology that can bend space, harness the power of suns, and create life on barren worlds. Yet in the past 6 months, ships from across the Coalition have reported that your primitive repair facility has solved problems our best engineers declared unsolvable." Morn gestured with a winged arm. "This defies explanation. Your species has barely left your own solar system. Your technology is centuries behind ours, yet you succeed where we fail. We must understand how." Ji-yeon looked at Do-hyun. "Perhaps our materials specialist can explain. He just solved a metallurgical problem your people said was impossible." Do-hyun nervously stepped forward with his samples. "The Coalition approach to engineering is based on perfect understanding and following established rules. You only try things that theory says should work." He held up his new hybrid metal. "Humans approach problems differently. We try things even when theory says they won't work. We make mistakes, learn from them, and try again. We break rules." Morn's multifaceted eyes blinked rapidly. "Breaking rules is inefficient, but sometimes necessary when facing new problems. Do-hyun replied. The alien was silent for a long moment. Then it made a sound that the translators couldn't process, something like laughter, perhaps. The coalition wishes to make a formal proposal. We invite Earth to establish an official repair facility in coalition space, at the intersection of our major trade routes. We will provide the technology and resources. You will provide your unique problem-solving abilities. After Morn left, the station buzzed with excitement. Not everyone was happy, though. Messages from Earth governments expressed concern about alien motives, and some coalition species sent formal protests about allowing primitives to work on advanced technology. Do-hyun ignored the politics. He was too busy refining his hybrid metal. If humans were going to build a repair dock among the stars, they would need materials that could bridge the gap between Earth and alien technology. Engineering isn't just about knowing the rules, he told his team as they prepared for the biggest challenge of their lives. It's about knowing when to break them. 2 years after Earth accepted the coalition's offer, Celestial Dry Dock floated in space at the crossroads of 3 major alien trade routes. What had started as a small repair station was now a massive structure with dozens of docking bays, workshops, and living quarters for 500 human engineers and technicians. Tae-hyun Song sat in the operations center watching the status screens. 3 ships were currently undergoing repairs: a coalition cargo hauler with engine problems, a diplomatic vessel with failing life support, and a mining ship with damaged sensors. Bay 4 reports the cargo ship will be ready in 2 hours, reported his assistant. Ahead of schedule as usual. Tae-hyun nodded, taking a sip of coffee. Humans had quickly gained a reputation throughout coalition space. Ships would travel far out of their way to reach Celestial Dry Dock, knowing that repairs would be faster, cheaper, and often better than at their own facilities. The calm of routine operations was shattered when alarm bells rang throughout the station. "Unscheduled arrival," shouted the sensor operator. "Coalition military vessel approaching at high speed. Heavy damage detected." Tae-hyun stood up. "Clear Bay 1 for emergency docking. Get medical teams ready." The damaged ship limped into view on the main screen. It was a warship, nearly twice the size of anything they'd serviced before. Its sleek hull was torn open in multiple places, and one of its engine pods was completely destroyed. "They're hailing us," said the communications officer. The screen changed to show a reptilian face with scales that shimmered between green and blue. "This is Commander Srek of Coalition Warship Righteous Thunder. We require immediate assistance. This is Operations Director Tae-hyun Song. We are ready to receive you." 30 minutes later, Tae-hyun stood in Bay 1 as Commander Srek and his officers exited their damaged ship. The reptilian commander towered over the humans, his tail swishing nervously behind him. "We carry critical intelligence about a void hegemony battle fleet," Srek explained. "This information must reach Coalition Command within 40 hours or billions will die in a surprise attack." Tae-hyun looked at the warship. The damage was extensive. "What's the problem with your communication systems? Can't you send the information directly?" "The intelligence is too detailed for standard communications. It includes technical specifications of new hegemony weapons. We must deliver the data crystals in person." Engineer Minji Kwan stepped forward after inspecting the ship. "The main problem is the propulsion system. It's completely destroyed." "How long to repair it?" Tae-hyun asked. Minji frowned. "The technology is unlike anything we've worked with before. I'm not sure we can repair it at all." Commander Srek's scales darkened. "As I feared. Even in our specialized military facilities, such repairs would take 3 days minimum. By then, it will be too late." The alien commander turned to leave, but Minji called out, "Wait. I didn't say we couldn't find a solution. I just said we can't repair your original system." "Explain," Srek demanded. "The physical principles may be different, but energy is energy. If we combine our propulsion technology with parts of your system that still work." "Impossible," said one of Srek's officers. "Your propulsion technology is primitive compared to ours. The power requirements alone." "We won't know until we try," Minji interrupted. "Director Song, I need every engineer available, and I need..." Full access to the Coalition technical database. Taehyun nodded. You have whatever you need. For the next 36 hours, Minji led a team that worked non-stop on the damaged warship. They stripped parts from the station's own emergency shuttles. They modified Coalition technology in ways the aliens insisted wouldn't work. They created hybrid systems that existed nowhere in the Coalition engineering manuals. Commander Shrek watched with growing interest as the humans ignored established rules and created something new. Your engineers work like artists, not scientists, he commented to Taehyun. They follow intuition rather than formulas. Sometimes that's what you need, Taehyun replied, especially when the formulas don't provide an answer. At hour 37, Minji emerged from the ship, covered in oil and utterly exhausted. It's ready, she said. We've created a hybrid propulsion system. It won't be as fast as your original engines, but it will get you to Coalition command with 3 hours to spare. When the Righteous Thunder disconnected from the station, its engines glowed with an unusual purple light, the result of Coalition power cells working with human propulsion technology in a way that Coalition engineers had declared impossible. 3. Days later, news reached Celestial Dry Dock that Coalition forces had successfully intercepted and defeated the Void Hegemony attack fleet. Billions of lives had been saved because a team of human engineers refused to accept that something couldn't be done. As reports spread throughout Coalition space about how humans had modified advanced alien technology to create something new, the reputation of Celestial Dry Dock grew even further. What had started as a simple repair facility was becoming something more, a place where the impossible became possible. We're going to need more engineers, Taehyun told Minji as they watched. A line of ships waiting for their services stretch into the distance. A lot more. As the war with the Void Hegemony grew more intense, Coalition ships arrived at human repair facilities in greater numbers. The Celestial Dry Dock had grown into a network of stations, and human engineers now served on many Coalition vessels. Jihoon Bay stood on the bridge of the Coalition flagship Luminous Accord, watching the stars through the massive viewing window. As a physicist, his job was to study how different species approached engineering problems. After 6 months aboard, he had made some interesting discoveries. Dr. Bay, the commander requests your presence in the strategy room, said a junior. Officer Jihoon nodded and followed the officer through the corridors of the enormous ship. The Luminous Accord was the pride of the Coalition fleet, with technology far beyond what humans had developed on their own. Yet even this advanced vessel now had a team of 20 human engineers on board. In the strategy room, Commander Vex, a tall blue-skinned alien, stood with other officers around a holographic display. Dr. Bay, please share your findings with the senior staff, Vex said. Jihoon took a deep breath. After studying both Coalition and human engineering methods, I've identified fundamental differences in our approaches. He activated his data pad, and a series of images appeared in the air. Coalition engineers excel at efficiency within established systems. They create perfect machines based on complete understanding of scientific principles. Their work is precise, elegant, and highly efficient. The alien officers nodded in agreement. Humans, however, operate differently. We combine theoretical knowledge with practical experimentation and a willingness to try things that might fail. Where Coalition engineers seek perfect understanding before acting, humans are comfortable working with partial information and learning through trial and error. Commander Vex's face showed no expression, but his voice held interest. And you believe this difference is significant? Critical, Jihoon replied. Coalition engineering fails when confronted with unknown problems, because it requires complete understanding before proceeding. Human engineering can adapt to the unknown, because it doesn't require perfect knowledge to begin working on a solution. This explains much, said Chief Engineer Lorne, the oldest alien in the room. I have observed your human team solving problems that our best engineers declared impossible. Not because the humans are more intelligent, but because they approach the problem differently. Jihoon nodded. Based on these findings, I've developed a new training program that combines human adaptive thinking with Coalition technical precision. Over the next few weeks, Jihoon worked with mixed teams of human and alien engineers. The coalition engineers taught humans about their advanced technology, while the humans taught aliens how to experiment, improvise, and think outside established rules. The results were impressive. Repair times decreased by nearly half, and solutions to impossible problems increased dramatically. The true test came during the Battle of Crimson Nebula. The Luminous Accord led a fleet of 30 ships against a hegemony force twice that size. The battle was going poorly when the hegemony deployed a new weapon, an energy pulse that disabled the main weapons on several coalition ships, including the flagship. "Weapons offline," reported the tactical officer. "The enemy disrupted our energy matrix." "Can they be repaired?" Commander Vex asked. The coalition weapons specialist shook his head. "The damage is within the control crystals. They will need to be replaced at a military dock. The battle is lost." "Wait," said Jihoon. "Let me contact the engineering team." In the engine room, Jihoon found human engineer Sung-Ho Kang working alongside coalition technicians. "The weapons are down," Jihoon explained. "Something about damaged control crystals." Sung-Ho thought for a moment. "The shield generators use similar crystals, just configured differently. If we modify the shield harmonics and reroute power through secondary systems, that would weaken our shields by 60%, objected a coalition engineer. "Yes," agreed Sung-Ho, "but it would give us weapons. Better than having strong shields and no way to fight back." Using the hybrid approach Jihoon had developed, the team reconfigured the ship's defense systems in less than 20 minutes. The solution wasn't elegant or efficient by coalition standards, but it worked. When the Luminous Accord's weapons came back online, the tide of battle turned. The modified system not only allowed the ship to fire its weapons, but created an unexpected effect. The energy from hegemony weapons was partially absorbed and channeled into the coalition's own firing systems. After the battle, Commander Vex called Jihoon to his private quarters. "Today I witnessed something remarkable," the alien commander said. "Our engineers said repairs were impossible without returning to base. Your human team found a solution in minutes." "It wasn't just the humans," Jihoon pointed out. "It was the combined approach, human creativity with coalition technical knowledge." Vex nodded slowly. "The Coalition Council must understand this. Your species isn't just providing repair services, you're changing how we think about problems. This may be more valuable than any technology." As Jihoon left the commander's quarters, he realized that humanity's greatest contribution to the stars wasn't their tools or resources. It was their unique way of thinking. 10 years had passed since the first damaged alien ship arrived at Earth's orbital station. In that time, human repair methods had changed engineering throughout the galaxy. Earth's repair facilities were now famous across 3 spiral arms of the galaxy, with ships traveling far out of their way to get human help. Today was special at Celestial Dry Dock. The massive station, now 10 times its original size, was decorated with flags from Earth and 100 alien worlds. Admiral Hana Park, the engineer who had made that first critical decision to help an alien ship, was retiring after 10 years leading the Interspecies Engineering Corps. Hana stood by the large window in her office looking at the busy repair bays below. Dozens of ships from different worlds were being fixed by teams of humans and aliens working together. What had started with one damaged ship had grown into Earth's most important connection to the stars. "Admiral, you should come to the observation deck," said her assistant. "Something's happening." When Hana reached the observation deck, she found it crowded with station personnel all looking out the giant windows. In the distance, ships were appearing one after another, dropping out of faster-than-light travel. "Are we under attack?" Hana asked, worried. "No, Admiral," said the sensor operator. "They're coalition ships, all of them. And they're forming some kind of pattern. More and more ships arrived, until over 300 vessels of different sizes and designs filled the space around the station. They moved into position, creating a perfect circle with Celestial Dry Dock at its center. "They're hailing us," reported the communications officer. The main screen lit up to show a familiar copper-skinned alien with multifaceted eyes. Admiral Traal, formerly Captain Traal of the Distant Hope, the very first alien ship Hana had helped repair 10 years ago. "Greetings, Admiral Park," said Trall. "The Coalition fleet comes to honor you and all humans on this important day." An hour later, Hana stood in the station's largest meeting hall as Admiral Trall and other high-ranking aliens presented Earth with an amazing gift: full access to the Coalition technology archives, something never before shared with a newer species. "10 years ago I came to your world damaged and desperate," Trall said to the crowd. "Today I come with the thanks of 1,000 worlds." Then the alien admiral revealed something that shocked everyone. "Our first meeting was not entirely by accident," Trall admitted. "Coalition scouts had been watching Earth for some time. We had intercepted your television and radio signals. Among them we found what you call home repair videos, ordinary humans fixing broken things with creativity and simple tools." The crowd murmured in surprise. "These videos fascinated our scientists," Trall continued. "In pursuing perfect technology, Coalition species had lost something important: the ability to improvise, to think beyond established rules. We had engineered this trait out of ourselves over thousands of years." Trall gestured to the gathered humans. "We needed what you had. So we arranged a first contact that would showcase your repair abilities." Hana was speechless. All this time she had thought their relationship with the Coalition had started with a lucky chance encounter. "You tricked us?" she finally asked. "We created an opportunity," Trall corrected. "One that has benefited both humans and the Coalition beyond our highest hopes." After the ceremony, Hana watched a team of young engineers, both human and alien, preparing for a special mission. They were heading to the edge of the galaxy to study ancient technology left by a long-vanished civilization. This machinery, if repaired, might allow travel between galaxies. Young engineer Minho Choi approached Hana with a smile. "We're ready, Admiral. The Pathfinder launches tomorrow." "Are you nervous?" Hana asked. "No one has ever attempted to repair precursor technology before." Minho shook his head. 10 years ago, no one had attempted to repair alien ships before, but you did it. We'll solve this puzzle the same way, by trying new approaches until something works." As the celebration continued around her, Hana thought about how far humanity had come. Earth was now a respected member of the galactic community. Human engineers were valued throughout Coalition space, and it had all started because she had been willing to try fixing something she didn't understand. "Our greatest gift wasn't our technology," she said to Minho. "It was our approach to problems, seeing the impossible as just another puzzle waiting to be solved." The next day, as the Pathfinder departed on its historic mission, ships from 100 worlds lined up to salute it. Together, humans and aliens were pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Their different ways of thinking, once combined, had created something truly special: engineering beyond compare. In repair docks throughout the galaxy, the sign "Human Engineers on Staff" had become the most valuable advertisement any facility could display.